Yo, 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 what's up, man? It's been a while. It's been a while since my last stream. Been like a month, maybe. And today there's a lot of events. I decided why not just stream it? You know, it was not really planned, but why not? We're still in KVK. We got 2 weeks left. Fighting is over. We got the last Karuak, which is all about the coins. There's no crystals in the last one, in the new tech, so you're gonna get the crystals passively with passive income. I think it goes up to 12k. I think it should go 12k. Although it might be just 9. Because there's only 4 difficulties now, so you're gonna be getting less crystals than the usual. But I reached 80 million already on this account because I have the crystal quest and crystal supply. But all in all, I didn't really like manage my as you can see by my honor, I didn't really have much to do. I just did the five marches barbing with when before a pass opening, or when there's an event, or when the weekly crystal quest refreshes for the 100 barbs. So I didn't really put that much effort economically and the tech looks pretty good. Like this maxed. The only thing left here are the stats. Special concoctions are maxed. Health, this needs the stats, and of course surprise strike needs the stats. But all in all, I was very impressed with how much I got to before Kingsland Open. I got to surprise strike, I think level 3, which helped me a lot because I was swarming a lot to Kingsland, so this helped me tremendously. Yeah. But the other account is a different story, so it is quite a surprise. I will get to that account later, but I believe the difference in crystal spent is around let's see, I believe like 25 million. I think I'm close to 60 million on the account actually. So like a 20 million difference. And the difference just kept getting wider. Zone 5 was like 2 million. Zone past 7, it was around like 10 million. Like maybe more, like 12 million. And then over time, because I stopped playing that account really, I only did the bastions. So obviously a gap is there. But for $20 that I spent on this account for the KVK, I have been more than happy. Because it allowed me to be competitive. But of course, this account is VIP 19. It already has pretty good commanders and marches. I did some tweaks with the armaments and equipment, and I'm going to be, going for the leadership boots in this egg event. We're going to craft them, hopefully, in this stream. And I want it because this is like my fourth infantry set, or third, wait. Yeah, this is the best infantry set. This is the second best, and this is the third. As you can see, there's a lot of combinations. We got like a 2-piece set. Everything's crit, which is pretty good. And we have the 4-piece for the march piece. And then this one is like a mix and match. So I have 2-piece, and I want to get leadership so I can get another 2-piece bonus. And it's just more versatile to get, just to get rid of the epic ones. This is the second best calorie. This is the best calorie. So as you can see, the commanders, the equipment, the VIP here, it's very easy to play this account in my opinion. Especially when I'm using old T5s, and I felt really confident going into every every fight that I went into because I felt like I had a really good setup. But of course, I didn't have the max tech I could have, so obviously there's always something. But as you can see, I had a lot of fun. So Chin, I only invested in, I think, at like past 7. I didn't get too many kills, so like 3.5 million. He was paired mostly with YG, so I would say because kills are calculated, I believe this is only the part, so I think this is just like 7 million total kills. It's just spread between the two commanders. So overall, it's not like crazy amount of kills, but mostly because I didn't have a lot of archer tech really at the start. When I started using him, he's not maxed, but you know, when he wasn't focused, when he was left alive, he did well. Which is why I had issues with Calorie, because Calorie was fast, he got out of position faster, even though I didn't have a lot of March speed tech. But for example, Huo was very fragile to me. I didn't play Huo on my other account, so I was looking forward to those reports that I saw with Huo, but I didn't get too many of those because the way I play doesn't really suit this Huo. Because in order to play Huo effectively, you have to like be a bit more sneaky. You have to be not hit, and you have to catch the low HP marches so you can continue to heal off of, and then you can continue to be healthy for a long time. But for me, I don't fight like that. I fight really like, you know, head on, which is not great for resources as well, because I did spend a fuck ton of resources. 17 billion resources. As you can see, wasn't cheap. 3.6 billion gold, and that's all T5. Same with the debts. Wait, where did I get these T5? Yeah, I swarmed a rogue, I think yesterday, from our campmates. So that's why. But all in all, as you can see, there's the resource spent. It's not cheap. I definitely could have like saved up, but I just don't play too safe, generally. So I would be a really bad pilot, actually, come to think of it. Like I would get the thing done, but I probably wouldn't have done it efficiently, as some other ones would do. But then again, I don't do piloting. I don't want pilots, and yeah, just don't really have the time for it. But this is our KVK. To actually get the S tier, you do really need a lot. I thought we had a lot of fighting this KVK, at least our camp, and it's still like it was only halfway there with points. So I think trying to get into S tier, not that reachable, I would say. Not that reachable. But all right, let's let's see. I have 6 quests left. I have to buy the 6th one, and I want to maybe I'll go into gem quests. 10,000 gems. Because I have like 19 fragments of the thing I want, so potentially I would not need to spend as much. But you know, I think it's worth getting at least 10,000 gems. So let's do it. All right. Yo, welcome to the stream. If you have any questions, I know I've been away for a long time, but you know, I have my reasons. I haven't been streaming this KVK really, and this is the lowest amount of videos I made ever since I started making videos. So yeah, it's I noticed it, like my routine, everything that happened, like just getting back into it. All right, no fragments, but a full legendary material and speed ups. I would take it actually. So I have 19 with the chests, that's 24. We need 6 fragments from the spins. Should be doable, hopefully. But let's continue. Hey, welcome, welcome. Familiar faces in the chat. Glad to see it. Alright, this... You know, let me show you real quick. This account probably has the most speed ups that I ever had, even after KVK. So I had like 1,000 days of speed ups, which is something that is hard for me to comprehend. There was a lot of speed ups of all kinds, and there still is. So this is a luxury that I never witnessed before, funny enough. And it still got me a lot of kills, and I still have a lot to, you know, to work with. But obviously the resources, yeah, the resources are getting thin, for sure. Even with the chests and everything. Not as good as the speed ups, but it's easier to replenish resources than speed ups, in my opinion. I think most will agree. Alright, let's go. Have you seen YouTubers making quitting videos? Honestly, Shappies was relatable and I feel a ton of burnout from the game. What about you? Actually, oh, we got a fragment. Nice. I did watch that video and I watched it like entirely, and he made some good points. I didn't think definitely. He made some good points, and at times, of course, I think everyone feels burnout at times. Even if you're a regular player, if you're coming from hard KVK, like right now we are like still in KVK, but after Kingsland, you know, activity dropped a bit because pass openings were at a weird time. People were like sleep deprived, myself included. And there's still 2 weeks left. We still got some events, but all in all, we honestly forgot to lose. As funny as that sounds. So this is like a weird situation for us. I haven't been in a situation in a while, but I can definitely feel like the burnout from the alliance as well, because we've been through a lot. We've been through a lot of yeah, just we've been in this kingdom for 2 years now, and obviously with each KVK, people either quit, sell their account, or like migrate. And each KVK it gets kinda, I don't know, it gets kinda like Civil mentioned in his video, like you see some people that you started the game with, played with, and you know, some people that you met along the way that you played it and they stop playing, and it makes you kind of question yourself. Why do you still play? How do you feel about the game? So I think all of these are very good questions to ask yourself after this game. I ask these questions all the time. I've been approached by people telling me, well, I quit because some said like other YouTubers quit. And I get it. Some people want to see like some reassurance, want to see their perspective. What do we like as creators know that the people don't? Which, you know, nothing really, nothing that will be too assuming about the game. Like we get some, like the update we see. We might get it a bit earlier. Like we see the patch notes earlier. Some. Like those special servers that we've been into for like the KVK, that was actually a cool experience. But all in all, you don't really see that much. You just see people exchanging ideas, requesting some art for their thumbnails, for their videos, but that's all it all is to it. Alright, I went to that tangent, let me read the comments. Not even just burnout, it feels like there is no end goal, I don't know. Even if you spend, there are people who spend more, just a loop of spending and spending. If you look at it that way, yeah, there is no end to it, but I found it if you find a group of people, which, you know, now it's hard to find because the pilots, I get it, pilots are just there, they don't talk. You see the account that you're familiar, that you know your friend is actually the owner of, and he's playing it, but sometimes you don't even know he is playing it. If he's not on voice chat, or he is on voice chat, he might be AFK, he might be doing this and doing that. You kind of lose a connection, which I understand Seawell's point as well. Sometimes it just happens, and these pilots don't really care about the voice chat, the strategy, they just want the KP, which is not something that's beneficial at the time. So pilots, in a way, can be a good thing, but also can be a really bad thing. It just depends on the pilot. So if the pilot is actually pretty chill, he joins the voice chat, he talks, he's cooperative, he's not just looking at the percentages of each reports, then yeah, I understand that sentiment, the frustration. Hamer, you know about the new migrants? Which ones? Actually, I don't know. Who you're referring to? This KQ that I'm in is probably going to be my last. And even now it's filled with pilots, like what's the purpose if they have amazing accounts? It's like bots. Yeah, see. Yeah, it's basically like bots, like clankers. It's like clankers taking your jobs. And it just feels a bit hollow when you're fighting against someone who has an account that is run 24/7. In our KVK that was White Castle. Let me see the rankings. So this dude, yeah, White Castle. But yeah, this dude has a crazy account and it's always online. I battle this marches a lot of times. He hurts, obviously, but he's like the catalyst. He's like camp alliance mates don't really leave without him. So it gets kind of frustrating seeing the same person over and over and over again. But we had Fluffy Pony in our KVKs, so I get that feeling because our opponents probably felt the same. And it's come to the point where if you don't have enough pilots, you're probably gonna lose, especially with the new tech, because numbers matter. Like the amount of players you see on the field actually matter. Because on paper, our camp or our kingdom had the most like KP and deads, but we're not that many people here. Okay, we're just a single alliance. I think we maybe have like 50 people and a lot of farms, a shit ton of farms. So even if you get the 50 people and the camp mates, we were doing well until we got to the 2v1 situation where it was just bleeding resources. You can't sustain that because you're outnumbered. Even doesn't matter if their marches were actually worse than ours, because they were. Where is King's Land? So wait, I'm blind. Okay, there it is. So let me give you a quick picture. So we were here and we were making our way down here. So in this line, we fought Earth Camp from here, and we managed to burn off, quite a lot of flags in the first, I would say, 3 hours. But their ally went and focused down on our ally here. Really, they were duking it out right here. And after those 3 hours, the opponents just overwhelmed their allies. Our allies just, I don't know what happened to them. They just went to sleep, and they had like free burn, or very very low resistance. So what did they do? Well, they came here, they had come to help their ally, and of course, more marches here, more numbers. Eventually, we can't really sustain that, even though we have probably the better garrisons and the better quality of marches. You just can't survive that number, not those numbers effectively for a long time. And after like maybe 2 to 3 hours, after that, people were just bleeding out, going AFK, and there was no point because we were just bleeding ourselves, pretty much with no hope, because we don't have the capacity to deal with it by ourselves. And big part of that is also pilots, but at the end of the day, it's numbers. White Castle has no pilots, I can guarantee you that. Just this guy never sleeps. I don't know. I do find it hard to believe, but on one other hand, I see his like Lost Kingdom chat, weird writings. So maybe he's just weird. I don't know. It's weird. I think he's Korean. I think. Could be wrong, but yeah, it was definitely weird seeing some of his posts in LKC. Yeah, but either have no life, have a pilot, or spend. Later, the whole GT has pilots. Lila does nothing. Well, yeah, every kingdom has them, and I think it's important to talk about it because I don't think they're going away anytime soon. Just as account selling isn't going away, resource selling isn't going away, because resource selling, you can't sustain yourself with those resource bundles or whatever this is. You just can't. The sheer amount of resources you need to burn each KVK, it's just not effective to buy this compared to resource sellers who can sell you billions for a much better price. And if this new KVK, whatever one like has higher true capacity, where at the very early stage, you're going to burn more resources. Period. It's just basic mathematics. So you're going to be spending a lot more resources, which in turn you're going to require more resources with each KVK, and then you're going to be like asking and buying more. So in terms of resource seller, if you're a resource seller, this is probably the best time you could ever be having your business, because if you have it on lock, if you can make it consistent, I think it's a reasonable cash income. Just my 2 cents. I'm probably the worst farmer in this chat right now because I just do not farm. I don't know. On this account, if I do decide to move it somewhere, I will probably gonna be buying resources, because if I go to another kingdom, I can't really fight with this amount in the bag effectively in this type of KVK, where with the new tech I can run 5 marches, full T5. I'm gonna need a lot of resources to sustain that, and it's just the way it is. All right, let's read a bit. Guys, how many speed ups do I need to summon QSH from the commander's one? What do you mean speed ups? I don't. Yeah, it's not speed ups. He's Korean. He just never sleeps when it's fight time. It's really impressive. If that's true, I actually respect that in a way, in a sad way, I guess, because I remember when I like first played, and I was first time in leadership. It was like 2020, 2021, COVID lockdown, nothing much to do. So then I really dialed down on Rise of Kingdoms and in the leadership, making my kingdom like run as best as I can. Obviously, I never did it alone. I just wanted to include the people who were best equipped for the tasks, so they can continue to do them effectively. And I think I did a decent job of that because the kingdom was still like in a good shape, or at least the alliance that I was in was in a good shape, and it continued to win even after it got smaller. But then I get it. I had a lot of free time, I had a lot of dedication, I had a lot of will to do it. This time I'm back in leadership. A lot of things has changed, and I just do not have the same desire because I don't have the same amount of time, and I just have more responsibilities in real life. And in a way, I'm actually happy it's that way, because if I stayed in that same mindset that I was in, like, I don't know, 4 years ago, I will probably be mad at myself. So it's just the natural way it goes. I do enjoy some leadership perks, like it feels good at times, but often than not, it's a very much a job that you have to be consistent, you have to make your time for it, all that good stuff. So appreciate your leadership if it's stable. Like, you appreciate the leadership in your kingdom if you're having a good time. But if you're not, if you're going through a rough spell, just don't leave right away. It feels cheap. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't do it. But that's just me. And also, there was only the pass longer than a day. Then he fell asleep for a time, but it was the time when there was not much fighting. Ah, wait. I don't know this name. Autobot 1. I think I saw it in Canyon. Yeah, Brian Koo. This guy has strong marches. I gotta give props. This guy doesn't go down easily. I think I saw this name. Oh shit, my OG account ranked better than my this account. It's sick. Is he not in the top 100? Maybe I missed him. But I recognize the name. I recognize the game. I hate leadership. I don't need a second full-time job without involved in leadership. Fighting for 24 hours straight is so much fun. Yeah, yeah. The fighting aspect is pretty good. Like, if you're just a regular player who just goes where the markers are, and you TP in, you have a good time. When you run out, you TP back ideally, so you can leave a spot, and you just you log in when you have the time. But for me, after such a long break, each pass opening, I don't know, our warlords were like not available at those times. With the pass opening, I would have to place the ball markers initially, and then just put the markers down, which I don't really mind. I like it, but obviously it takes away at, like, I'm not fighting there, like I'm not like locked in all the time, because I'm looking around the map to see any like threats, danger. Put a marker here, put a marker there, reinforce this, protect that, rally this, swarm that. Obviously it helps to be in voice chat, but you can't really talk at like 3 a.m. in the morning, like with such vigor and like enthusiasm. You probably could if you're amped up on caffeine, but even caffeine like dips down after like, I don't know, 3 hours, which happened to me. So obviously it was quite a challenge to be having these opening times, and it was I don't know, new experience, but an experience that I wouldn't like to replicate, because it just, I felt like shit the day after, even the day after that. Like, you just mess your whole body up. Alright, I'm planning on running QC Zoo Julian Archer with the new combo damage for him. Yeah, that is the play. But even if you don't have, I would say YSG I liked YG as well. I liked YG because the way I play, YG is very top heavy, and I mean what I mean by that is like at the start, you're getting probably a lot more damage than ZL. But because I run into marches, like one of the first marches to hit, I don't really survive that long. So while I'm going down, I want to maximize my amount of DPS, and YG just provides me that because of his fourth skill. And I got the 3 relic tiers. So this is like 62% skill damage. And I think I'll probably get the pendant. Get the pendant and then run the drum somewhere else. I don't know. To be determined. To be determined. Let me go back and... So, I only got 1. So we got 25 fragments. We need 5 fragments more. Alright. Okay. Need 4 fragments now. Speed ups. Alright. Moving on. Yeah, this is a pretty mid spin. I think we're going to have to reach 45 spins. Luckily, I have the gems for it. I think this should be enough. Yeah, should be enough. Okay, a legendary material. I'll take it. All right. Let's just double check real quick. Wait, did I use it? No. Oh, I didn't use it. All right. Ah, I got confused. Like, where the hell are my leadership boots? All right, here they are. All right, so we need 8. I got scared for a second. Like, where the hell are they? Okay, so there we go. And then we have another blueprint for the infantry boots. I already even didn't notice this. Nice. Alright, I don't like to keep these chests, so I just pick whatever I see fit. But epics don't really concern me anymore, so whatever works. Okay. Now we have 2 blueprints. Vanquisher. Nah. No need to spend it. No rush. Okay. Crafting time. Okay, this is 40 materials. All right. Before we do that, I want to dismantle these so we use less of those choice chests. Okay. $120, $180, $60. I think 60. I think I have enough to like. awaken something as well. Awaken. Yeah, I could awaken this. Probably, yeah. Alright. We found our quest. There it is. Alright. So if I get if I do get a talent, where do I put it though? Infantry? I guess. Alright, that's 20 million down the drain. Potentially. Yeah. Alright. That's not bad. Alright, now we got two set bonuses. And it's basically 3 defense. But in case I want to do a city garrison, I can just use these 2 pieces because it applies to every troop type in the city. Nice. But we are not done. We need to use more materials and more troop capacity. I like that. I like that a lot. Probably need to. So I have blueprints to make this tier 5. We're gonna make this in the next KVK maybe. We shall see. Nice. We got 2 quests done. Good value. As you can see, I'm in charge of the events, and I didn't want. Usually we reach like level 15, 16, the minimum, but for this one I didn't set a set amount. I just wanted people to, you know, don't stress about it after like the fighting. So just do your quests. I don't really care what. And we can reach maybe like 11 at best, but don't want to stress people out with this event because sometimes it just comes at a bad time. And I think this is one of those times. Yeah, let's just speed up the process and also show you the troops that I used. So this is the lineup. I used all full T5s. I'm going to show you the bastions as soon as I load up my 4th cavalry. But I showed this in my KVK recap video, but you can see it's Arthur William with Delta formation. And I have the Khan bastion. You know, more damage, more combo damage. Then I have the healing because this is one of those skills where the butterfly effect, if you have the inscription, well, the butterfly, not the butterfly effect. The butterfly inscription just gives you more percentages for these type of skills to trigger. So this was just like some type of sustain, but it didn't help much. So overall, pretty satisfied with it. Like I said, with problem with this problem with calorie in this new KVK that I've been in is the out of position. It gets one of the first ones to get out of position because of their march speed. So you have to regulate that with your other troop types. So that's why when you're going for march speed in the tech tree, you don't really want to push the cavalry march speed. You just want to push the archers and infantry so you can kind of even it all out. So your march or your ball moves in unison, like together. Baichi Philip, probably my favorite march because the amount of skill activations you can have with Philip, with his expertise and the amount of buffing, and simply the amount of damage because of his expertise with the way I play. You're just dealing with even more damage on your way down, and I usually trade a lot of positive reports with this combination. I think I have one of those saved up. I think one of the first ones. Yeah. So these type of reports are pretty frequent with this pairing. I really like this pairing. For me, it was like the QSH type of reports. Mainly because my way of playing isn't really too careful. And I noticed with QSH you have to be a bit more like micro. You can't just move it in the middle of the ball and just let it get swarmed. At least in my case, that didn't happen. Like the Attila type of warfare didn't happen for me. But yeah, these reports were quite frequent. Moving on. The Bastions obviously helped massively with that because this is more smite damage, 10% more smite damage, and 40% health. Really tanky. And with Philip you get, I think, 35% defense. So a lot of stats in this march, and probably one of the reasons why it did well as it did. And now QSH with YHG. I did with the Boudica because my QSH is not max, so I thought I would get like a rage engine because, like I said, YHG is very good for top heavy damage, but over time like the damage scales down because of the rage regeneration compared to ZL, which has the rage engine built in. So I thought I will put this skill in to act as that replacement rage engine, so I can keep the YHG for the extra damage. And it worked. But like I said, it didn't work like the one reports that you saw in other videos because I wasn't playing that carefully. And this is just more extra stats, so nothing too crazy about it. Huo Joan, same type of like I said with Arthur William. It's good. It gets out of position the fastest because I think this is faster than Arthur William. Could be wrong about it. But the Bastions, if I got it right, if it doesn't get focused, really carried it because you just do a fuck ton more damage with these Bastions, especially out of territory. So you're just gonna be a menace to deal with. But fortunately, this march actually was quite a big resource spender because he got out of position a lot. And Lucha Alex, the standard, I used this instaproc to stack with Alex's instaproc and more stats. Actually one of the better trading marches even in this type of KVK meta where you're not really relying on instaproc as much. But I did notice this march actually hit harder than I anticipated. So I'm really happy with this configuration. The only thing I would change for next KK is obviously get QSH maxed, and then I don't know if the new calories here, I guess probably replace William with the new combo commander. But other than that, pretty happy with it. Okay, let's get this done. So then we can do the Karuak for the coins. So the last Karuak uses only coins, no crystals. And after looking at my city skins here, I got Fight of the Heron. I got Basilica, so Archer, Infantry. And I got the Copy Palace, which is another Archer. And this account is mainly more about cavalry and infantry, so I'm probably gonna save up and get this one. Because cavalry defense is actually quite valuable, and the resource production is a nice bonus. Plus I never had this city skin, so I just wanted to have it somewhere. And I think I'll probably get it at the start of next KVK. Be a nice collectible. I do have a lot of AP that I haven't used, even though I used 5 marches, and they were not peacekeepers, they were main marches. So this account's still very much ready to go. Only thing it needs is really the resources. So. Except I have QSA ZL instead of YG. Yeah, I did it. I tried with ZL at first. Because, you know, I thought it would be a bit better because of those, you know, Rage Engine and debuff from the active skill, but it just wasn't as working as well as YG. Doing these events is gonna be easy on this account, but on my main account we only have like 800k troops. That's actually gonna be the real challenge. But I do have generals, so at least some stats to help me out, but I'm gonna need a lot of help to get it done. Okay, nice. Refresh, and then we can do a Karuak. I actually like the new Karuak because it's only 15 levels. It's not as tedious, you can get it done very fast, and you get more crystals, and you get the crystals in actually relevant times. Like actually getting 6 million crystals before King's Dead opens. Man, that was such a nice feeling because it really felt like it mattered. Like the 6 million crystals for a low spender or free to play is huge. And to get that before the biggest fight of KVK potentially, it just feels right. It just feels rewarding, and I hope they implement this in all the KVKs from now on because it just makes sense. And considering the fact that, you know, there's only 4 difficulties compared to 5, and only 3 of those actually have crystals, you can space them out much better in the chronicles than before, because before each chronicle simply had crystals, and of course the last 2 weren't really there for crystals. Like you were just getting it for the passive per hour gain and for the coins. But in this one you get 3 really good value Karuaks, and then the 4th one is just like for I would honestly say it's even optional. Like you don't have to complete it if you like reached your goals already. But if you want extra coins, if you need something to grind for, like the city skin that I mentioned, and if you want like to get all of these, yeah. So I like the Karuak changes a lot, and I think they all make sense. But I want to see, are they actually difficult? Because I remember in the last difficulty in the regular KVK, they actually were difficult. Like they actually took some effort. You have to get like maybe an expansion, 25% expansion, and you know, maybe get a rune. I don't think that it's gonna pose much trouble for this account. Like this account is just strong. Especially to go max stack is cheaper now. Yeah, it is. It is. Certainly is. And if you're someone who buys pop-ups, you can get economies started right on day one. I think also that feels very rewarding because then, you know, usually you have to wait like a day or two to get like the most benefit out of your bastions. At least for me. Like I would do bastions, but there were not like any points in cultural exchange or like the tech that gives you more favor and more crystal from bastions. So I think they did a really good job with that. Now, if they want to keep this a bit more healthier, what they could do is, maybe like Shappy said, is probably reduce the hospital bills for T5s. I know there's the tech for it, the special concoctions, but in general, they probably just need to dial down the resources used in these KVKs to make it a bit more manageable. Because otherwise, you're going to be burning at least like 10 billion each KVK, at least. And for me, that's actually a high number. It is no like insignificant number of resources. Speed up increase. Well, funny because they changed the the RCF build stage 2, and I like converted so many like building or resource speed ups into these training speed ups for bastions, and I still have them. Like all of these came from exchange, and that was like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, I don't even know. And I still have so much of it. So this really helped to do like training quests every day, which obviously helped to get the crystals. But oh shit. But they basically reverted it in the middle of KVK for the next ones because I don't know. It's probably just not feasible to do it because you need the building speed ups. You need the research speed ups, so you can't really trade them all unless you want to use universals, which I don't know if you want to do that. Ah shit, I forgot my William. That was close. That was close. Yeah, like I said, it's good for the short term, but not good for the long term. So I think maybe that's why they scrapped it. Personally, I didn't mind the stage 2 being barbs and forts because usually in the first week I try to do a lot of barbing then, because obviously it helps to get the crystals, albeit it is not the most effective in terms of like, you know, level of barbs, but I don't really look at that. Because if you're having a good competitive first zone, you could probably get a lot of kills just in the first zone. And in the first zone, I think the gap is the lowest in between like the spenders and the people who don't spend as much. And I saw it myself. Like I said earlier, my this account and my free-to-play account in the first zone opening was like maybe like 3 to 4 million crystals apart. They weren't really apart that much. But as time passed on, it went to like 15, and now it's like 20 million. So there's definitely a reason why people maybe go a bit harder in the first zone. Yeah, exactly. There's like the fourth 300 forts achievement. You get 800 barbs, a lot of crystals along the way, a lot of speed ups along the way, and it just feels right because you're ticking all the boxes. You're also doing the crystal quest, which you need 100 barbs, and every 5 levels you get crystals, so it all kind of paired down nicely. But the first one, like the resource donations, I feel like if you're not in an active camped as much, who doesn't have that many accounts, you're gonna be bleeding out. I wouldn't say noticeable, but almost noticeable amount of resources you're giving away in return for AP, which, you know, as free to play, you don't really get that much AP outside of barb forts. But if I want to see a stage be changed, I will probably change the first stage. But then again, it's just because I don't farm, I don't have that many resources. So I'm probably biased about this. I'm very happy with these changes. This was my best KVK by far. Yeah, I've seen some people claim the same, and I see why. Yeah, I see why. We had a lot of fights, and we were on the losing side. Every time you're on the losing side, you get more fights. So in a way, losing was an option in our like pre-KVK like talks. Like we just wanted a good fight. I think eventually we got it, but I think we felt a bit disappointed because we did a nice turnaround from our first opening to a potential win in the end, but just wasn't meant to be. Yeah, first stage is resource donation. Second stage was speed ups, and speed ups exchange was limited. There was a limit you could exchange. I thought that limit would actually reset on the second day, but I was surprised it didn't. So you could only hard cap the amount of speed ups you could have got. And the stage 3, as always, the dopamine stage, the best stage, which we definitely don't want to see changes unless they plan to add more of, you know, rewards in it, which will be pretty cool. Maybe add in some transmutation crystals, skill resets, because as a free to play it's kind of hard to get skill resets. And crystals, obviously, More tries you can get for an armament, more stats. Man, Archer getting shredded, man. Where is the health bar of this dude? I don't see it. Okay, I generally probably need to refresh with each fight now. Yeah, definitely need to refresh now. So yeah, you're not getting coins in this at all. I mean crystals. Well, let's see. Ah, yeah, I think we're getting 9,000 per hour at most. Yeah. So the last stage was usually 12.5K. Alright, still good enough. Do you know what shit in a new tech? Swarming? Well, if you don't have like points in surprise strike, yeah. I personally had like 3 points in it when I was in Kingsland. I was swarming every flag with the rally, and I lost a lot of troops that way. That's basically how I got my deaths on this account. And some of them hurt more than others, but I don't know. I tend to swarm things in Kingsland, even with my main account in the past KVKs. I don't know. I don't remember like comparing it, because if you swarm anything when it's still like just turning yellow, like you went from white to yellow, it's going to hurt unless you actually cancel before your march gets red. If your march gets red or it gets sad faced, yeah, you're done. So in a way, swarming will always hurt. You just have to either push on with it or just stop at the right time, which in most cases I didn't, because there weren't many people swarming, and I wanted to get the flag burned. It happened, but it happened at a cost. But I can't deny it was really fun swarming. Really fun swarming. Oh, now we got Cav Simp in the chat. Mr. Baldy. No museum relics for you, bro. You gotta wait for like 2 months, 3 months maybe. Ah, I forgot my volume again. Oh yeah, the new technique with the like like this, and you just stand. Yeah, I can't say I tried that this KVK because, like I said, it just doesn't fit my playstyle. Okay, 2 more, then we switch to my main account and then see what we can do there. We go to B or A seed. Don't know, man. I don't know. We still got 2 weeks in KVK, so let's just stay in it. Farm some resources back. Maybe get even more kills. Who knows? Yo is poor. Yeah, I am poor now. Very poor. Okay, let's refresh. Very poor, man. I thought you know this by now. See this? Yeah, this is not a rich man. Yeah, I don't need wood from bald men, man. Nah, nah, nah. You see this wood? Nah. I got the most wood. Don't need it. I heard some player in the kingdom will quit. Kinda sad, but it's part of this game. Which one, actually? The Lone Pasos guy. Yeah, the previous owner was actually quite a nice guy, quite a helpful guy, and losing him in the middle of KVK was definitely a big downside, because he was just very good, very cooperative, very helpful, very effective. So we lost a good player in the middle of KVK, which, like I said earlier, we don't have too many numbers as a kingdom. We have a lot of accounts, but not a lot of actual people. You know, we have like 50 people, and obviously there's a lot of farms, so they can be filled for the passes, which is why we think we did really well in the past 7. But when it comes to Kingsland, where it's just a numbers fight for the most part, yeah, we need all the hands on deck as we can get. Not one specific, just some player quit. Yeah, Lone Pasos, yes, he was a dude who bought the account middle of KVK. He stayed when there was fighting, and he just moved. So I don't know. Good luck to him. Obviously, he wasn't expected to stay after building the account, so I appreciate he stayed to help. But once the fighting was done, he was out. So I can't blame the guy. He doesn't know us, so it's fine. Yeah, it's there's a lot of I think there could be a lot of players like that where you see the account, but the person playing it is actually like not the person who got those stats on the account. Uh, One account that also comes to mind is the one who bought. Which one is it? He goes by the name of Glock. I think he's still named Glock. He went to like those really big Imperium. I forgot where he bought the account from. It was another big player in the community. I think it was Fluffy actually. Fluffy's account. And he just, he bought the account, he was here, but he was just doing like really noob stuff. And, trying to teach this player in the middle of KVK what to do with all this, possibilities that account has. Yeah, it just doesn't feel good, doesn't instill confidence, it feels a bit wasted. But I hope these people who put out so much money to buy the account actually learn how to play it effectively. Or do it for decent reasons. Yeah, they're not necessarily good players. I mean, they're not necessarily bad players, they're just new, which is I found baffling, because if you're coming into this game, you don't have much knowledge, why would you spend tens of thousands to buy an account and then learn how to play? Or, I would get it if you're like a returning player and you don't want to like chase and grind. I think that's what most people should do. If you want to return, I think there's a lot of good accounts to be bought. Obviously, it's against terms of service, whatnot, but you know what else is against terms of service? It's pilots, it's resource selling, it's bots, and they're not being too much regulated now, are they? So you just have to be careful not to get scammed. It happened to people in our kingdom before. So just have to be careful who you buy it off from. But if you're a knowledgeable player, if you come, you have some background of the game, I think it's just better to buy an account than logging into your own account and just try to keep up, because you're probably gonna have to spend a lot more money to catch up than it is to buy an account which is already maybe like VIP 18, 19, has resources, has speed ups, has universals, has equipment, armaments, blah blah blah. I think it just makes more sense to buy it. Account 3065, I don't know. He might. I don't know. I don't know the person. But he played Ark with us before the KVK fight, and he was just clueless. Like he knew like to put equipment, but he didn't like. He wasn't used to being in Ark. He had to be like told, because he was a rally lead in Ark, so he had to like call out your rallies. That's how we do things. Call out your rallies. Maybe, I don't know, play some marker or something. Just be more active, because you have a higher responsibility. You're a rally lead, you're a garrison. You have more things to do, and more is expected from you as a player. Alright, so now we finished Karuak. We got 2 quests done. Let me refresh some of these quests. I usually just refresh the blue ones. And now let me switch to the other account real quick. Welcome to the graveyard of troops. I can tell your friend spent 30k for his account. He played from scratch. That is as strong as an 800 euro account, which is crazy. Yeah, I can definitely see that. It's just a return on investment over time. You will never get your money back, probably. Because I've seen whales who spent, I don't know, 50k, 100k, and then eventually sold it for like 20k or 30k at best. So you're gonna be losing money. I don't think in 99% of cases you're not gonna be getting your money back. So even if you get some of it back, I would argue it's still better than nothing. Because this account, doesn't matter how much I played, I can nearly play for this amount of days. It's only VIP 16. It doesn't have, like, it has decent like a lineup and equipment, armaments, but doesn't have the speed ups, the resources, the VIP. And this account is like a, I don't know, maybe 200 euro account at best. Obviously this is a free-to-play account, so obviously if I were to sell it, I would get the money, like I will be having profit from it. But you know, I don't think 200 euros is equal to 6 years of playing. Like, that's not a lot for 6 years. Like, it's just nothing. People spend an amount in a KVK, like in a pop-up, on the first day of KVK. So you're definitely gonna be losing money on this game if you decide to move on. So it's just how it goes. Okay, anything interesting? Okay. Okay, so this one I bought all of these things because I have Twilight Falls, I have the Infantry City skin, and I have the Topkapi Palace. So I wouldn't mind this, but it's gonna take too long, so I don't want it. But this one I used as a filler, and eventually I got it zeroed, but not on purpose. Like, I slipped because I was not logging in, and this is what happens. But the good thing is this account wasn't due for reduce of power. Like, I was reaching my highest powers of with each KVK, so 92 was my peak. If this didn't happen, I would probably be like 94, maybe even 95 next KVK. And this is just not a good spot to be as a free-to-play. Like, more power means more requirements. Obviously means more troops to swarm, but a free-to-play trying to swarm is just not the most, not the smartest things to do. Like Rick act? Yeah, Rick. Yeah, I'm not sure Rick sold his account, by the way. I think Rick is still playing. I think Rick is still playing. I think he's not. He did not quit. He just migrated in a weird, sketchy circumstance. Now it's a bit more worth spending in that game. Is only worth it if you can afford it and enjoy it. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, on the other account, I spent $20 on the mine and Crystal Quest. I get the gem supply, and I get the Lucerne, and the occasional writer history. So that amount of spending I can tolerate. I could spend more, but I don't want to. I think that covers a lot of the good things you can get for your money's worth, in my opinion. And so far, I've been happy with those choices. Like, you usually spend money to like exchange money for time. so I did not have as much time as I wanted to in this KVK in some days. So having that be accomplished with money in some days was actually quite nice. Was actually quite nice. I can't deny. All right, let's see if we can do some damage, because I can't fill like too many marches. I can fill one archer, I think one infantry and one cavalry. So not even a full infantry. At least full cavalry. But let's see how far I can go. Because on this account I actually do need to reach some achievements, like the 70 million crystals spent, because I want the conversion stone. Yeah, I want the conversion stone so I can be ready for the Delta cavalry. But also I need to switch my second infantry to pincer, so I'm gonna have another KVK to prepare to switch to Delta, ideally. I kind of regret using this 30-day Zenith skin. I feel like it was a bit wasted because I wasn't using this account primarily. But it is what it is. It's too late now. AP room, training room. Okay, this is going not that bad actually. Also, bald man, why do you have like a Asian name on your YouTube? That can't be your real name now, can it? Let's actually keep Wallace. Alright, let's see if we can beat this dude. I think we should. think in a couple days time I'm going to make the video about the Crystal Tech Order as a free-to-play low spender. There was already one made by Bilect. I hope I'm saying this right. Also Chiscool. But I figured another perspective wouldn't hurt. I think I'll try to be a bit more specific because I recorded every research that I did along the way, so from start to finish. Obviously there's still 2 weeks to finish completely, but for the most part this is where the most important part of the tech is coming from. Alright, we survived. What a miracle. It's good content. Yeah, because sometimes, you know, I have my own guide about the regular, or I should say the usual tech, and I use it myself. And I like to have it documented so I can use it myself, and if anyone else can use it as well, feel free. So it feels right to document it and share it, especially because there are not that many free-to-play content creators right now. Because I've been told Socks also like quit or something. I don't know the truth of that, but I haven't seen like a video in a long time or something. So it could be true. He might be taking a break. But he did leave 1960 and he went back to like Kingdom. It's a bit more casual. So obviously every kingdom is going to be like a step down from where's my infantry, man? What the fuck? Oh, there it is. So yeah, every kingdom is a downhill from 1960. So maybe he lost that motivation, which I would understand. How is KFK going for you? Well, there's 2 weeks left. Currently it's the Zig, and as you can see we're not around the Zig, so we lost the KVK. I would say we lost the KVK valiantly. We didn't give in until it was like too overwhelming. Once it was a 2v1 in Kingsland, nothing much we could do. We called it quits. And yeah, first loss in like 2 years. And yeah. A feeling that we didn't have for quite some time. Oh yeah, I got the egg event on this account as well. Yeah, on this account, I don't really care about the blueprint, funny enough. I would just want more mats because I want to craft another accessory. So let's just 10 spin this real quick. Alright, half a legendary. Let's do one more. Not great, but good enough. Okay, still healthy. But what I'm trying to do on this account is I'm trying to get rid of my epic accessories. I basically have everything legendary on the equipment except for the gatherers. And the last two pieces are the crit trials, and these are really good accessories, but I want to run more rage. More rage for my own rather than just taking someone else's rage. So we're gonna craft the drum, and I'm gonna craft my 5th horn, which is going to be special talented. Probably gonna be for calorie because it's gonna stack real nice with the delta calorie. But we're gonna craft our 3rd drum. I already got 2. One is crit for infantry. So I'm going to be running 5 horns, 3 drums, 1 ring, and 1 greatest glory. Obviously now a pendant would be really good for the archer, but I'm just gonna stick with the ring and drums. But as you can see, still some time away before I can do it. I'm gonna dismantle the trial for more mats, but still need a couple events to make this a reality. Okay. Honestly, if I can complete this Karuak with just 3 marches, I'll be very impressed. Because it's not even full T5s. It's like a mix. It's more T5 than T4. It's more T4 than T5 in most cases. But it's good passions, maybe. Maybe it's possible. This dude might give me trouble. This dude was tanky. Yeah, and my archers are tanking. Yeah, that's probably the worst march that could tank. Because at least Nevsky has some tankiness when he's attacked. And Bai Chi gets stronger when he gets attacked. So. Let's just refresh. Look at these bears, man. What the fuck? They're massive. But I think we got it, actually. I think we got it. You know what? I should get attack boost, yeah. Come on. There you go. Alright, 10 levels. Pretty damn good. Yeah, I'll look for Ruin close, but this is all training and AP. Actually, I do have the luxury. I have general, so this is like a 7/7 rune, but a 5/5 rune. I think I just need to fix my bastions, so this one can stay. Ooh. Crossbowman. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess up my presets. So, archers. This one or this one. Let's just do Luce. And Calorie. Calorie got, yeah, pretty strong bastions. I think this one should be no trouble. Oh, did I recap video for the first zone? Did you see the video here? Oh no, actually I didn't. Actually, I'm gonna check that out. Probably after the stream. Yeah, our first zone opening was our worst performance as a kingdom. Probably ever. So I don't expect like a big amount of praise or something like that. I think it was a. Well, I can't say because I wasn't present for the other part of the fighting in that zone, but the opening, it was rough. We got our forts deleted. I mean, burned. While they were building. Not a lot of people on. Yeah, just wasn't good. He's praising all new farmers. She did a great job there. Yeah, I saw she was fighting. Yeah, she was fighting a lot. Okay, let's go. 13, 2 more to go. Holy shit. So you can see the commanders of this account. They're a bit similar to the other account, except I don't have Huo. I don't have Joan. I have Trajan, which the other account doesn't have, and yeah, that's the only anomaly really. And Wallace, yeah. So the marches here are different, but I would say good in their own way. Not for the fighting at the ball, for some other stuff, but that one I don't need to spoil it. Oh. I don't know what you're referring to. Any plans on building a siege account, siege march? Well, I do kinda have it, and I did use it on Pass 7, but it's not fully optimized. Let me show you once I get this dude killed, hopefully. So for siege, I have a 551 Gaja and a 5511 Gonzalo with some armaments, nothing crazy, and with farming gear. So it's not a lot of stats. It's a lot of march speed, but not a lot of stats. And I had this idea to, you know, refine these pieces, gathering pieces for more stats, because you get a lot of these blueprints from like Lucerne and from Lucerne. So if I could refine, get a special talent, I would get it and have it, you know, more productive on two sides. On one hand, I would have more like gathering. On the other hand, I would have like more stats for fighting. But in the last KVK that I used it is actually pretty okay. But this one, I did use it, but I don't know. It traded kind of even. It didn't trade it even at best, or once they swarm it down, it was just obliterated. So I don't know what to say. Yeah, if I plan to keep using these two accounts in the same kingdom, I will probably maybe make a more serious investment. At least max the commanders so I could have it. But I don't know, I would rather have another account in a different kingdom so I can have KVKs more spaced out. Because having to do two accounts in one KVK, it just feels like you're bound to underperform on one of them. Because you either won't have the time or you won't have the energy to do both. And that's what happened to me in this KVK. But if I space it out and have like constant KVK throughout the year, it's gonna eat up my time as well. And I'm not a full-time creator or something like that. So I'm not set to just be inside all day and stream and play games and whatnot. So I'm gonna see. Don't know yet, but we'll probably need to make some decisions. Yeah, I think Siege. Well, I think we're bound to get this new Siege, like Archimedes. Actually, I got it unlocked on the other account from the tavern. Funny enough, but they were just like KVK2 Siege, so I don't think they're actually gonna be good. If they are the only release, then going in Gajamada and Gonzalo seems like the best play. I would burn out. Yeah, that's what I'm fearing because oh shit. If you're constantly playing, you'll be going to be like burned out for sure. Holy shit. So this type of fight that I thought I would have for most of the time, but let's see. Infantry. I'm missing infantry. All right. Holy shit. This is actually intense. Ah, fuck. We got clapped by AoE. No, not siege. Don't use. Oh, it has a limit? Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to train more troops. Yeah, I think I need to train infantry. So I have like a lot of infantry, but I suppose this could be the time to do it because I do have 2 quests. And I actually got a lot of 5-minute speed ups from the zeroing. I got like 70k of 5-minute speed ups, which is actually a lot of them. A lot of it. I could train back a decent amount, and we do have this event right here. And if I use T5, I mean T4, T4s take more speed ups. Yeah, like there could be something here. Just need a quest. Yeah. I gotta wait 3 minutes for a quest. Alright, we do this and we get a full hospital. Also Supreme Strife, I've heard some negative feedback. There's a cap, limit on how many players can participate, the power cap, and yeah, it takes a long time, man. I got invites to join, but I just said I don't have the time. Yeah, ironic 93 can participate. One of the best kingdoms. Probably the best kingdom right now. Can't participate, yeah. Exactly, yeah, it's not a good look either way. But this is the Pioneer experience. I'm sure they will make tweaks based on feedback, so the more feedback it has, the more changes will it potentially have. So I can't really say too much about the developer feedback because I mentioned this in one of my videos, but ever since Age of Empires Mobile launched, they were really on point with the changes and the feedback. They listened to things. So I believe, in a way, this is just my own theory, that they really dialed in once they saw a potential threat and potential competition. Because to that point, they didn't really have the competition. And right now, I don't know how. I played Age of Empires Mobile, but I stopped playing it, so I can't really say how it is right now. But from what I saw as well, it's still missing some things, and it did some things well, but for the most part, it's still like in very early stages. and it still needs some content. So that is completely understandable. All right, we're gonna yeah, just use this one. Now, I don't use Duke, none of that shit. We're just gonna go and raw dog this training. We're gonna use T4 because it's just cheaper. If I use T5, yeah. And completed, very nice. Need another one. Fuck it. Fuck it. Another one. Hehe, rank 2. And done with the lance mobilization here. Alright, that's a relief. Now, let's see what we're working with. Okay, let's not use all T5 here. Let's do it like that. Ah, shit. I'm gonna put this one here so you can kill off the totems. Ideally, cavalry. Right. Ah, shit. Never mind. Just move everything here. Well, 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 if aim is to 0. Oh, really? Hello, Mr. AFK, man. Yeah, even when I'm zeroed, my power level is still... I'm beating Karuak on the last difficulty, man. I am OP as fuck. I don't know what you're talking about. It's actually not great that it is so far from the city. But fuck it. It's not looking good, bruv. But I think the Alex debuff is helping though. Ah man, I'm getting swarmed now by Karuak boss. That's fucking crazy. Right, I'll stick with 3 marches. How much time do I have left? Minute and a half. Oh shit. Come on, we can do it, man. We can do it. power level over 9,000. Exactly. Exactly. Do you doubt the general? Do you doubt it? Do you doubt him? I swear, this boss harder than some of the KVK opponents we faced. Man, this is crazy. Ah, son of a bitch. So. Shit. Ah, man, nah. I won't have enough time. Fuck. Fuck, man. No time. Fucking totems, man. I need more troops. I need more troops, bruh. You know what? Time to bring out the big guns, man. No Duke. No nothing. Yeah, that's right. Step aside, Kitana, the real wheel is coming in. Alright. Still not enough to fill the march. Oh man, that's sad. Yeah, this bitch kicking my ass, man. For sure. Alright, nearly full march. Oh shit, nice. The thing is, I didn't notice there were totems here. They were usually spawned here, so I have to keep an eye out because with more totems, the tankier she gets. And we don't want that. We don't want that at all. Also, I could probably do some tech. Improved bows, yes sir. So, this is quite a drastic comparison to the other account when it comes to tech. I just dialed down on infantry, and I got maxed down infantry, and some damage reduction. Even got some strike, which in this scenario is completely useless, don't need it. Alright, try number 3. Let's go. So this is a good spot. I can refresh much faster. There it is. Fuck. The AoE clipped me. Alright, we got it to half health already. Yeah. Wait, I heard a totem spawn. Shit. Where is it? Ah, fucking. Bro, you can barely see it. You can barely. How much time? Oh, we got a minute. Oh, man. Come on. Come on. Come on. You can do it. You can do it, boys. You can do it. Come on. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. 10 seconds, bro. Shit. Come on. Please. Please. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. On the first try. On the first try, man. We're so strong. We don't need troops. Who needs troops, man? Let's go. Wasn't close at all, man. I don't know what you saw, but I felt confident all throughout the way. I was just locked in. Like no totem was safe for me. Oh man, that felt good. Not gonna lie, that actually felt nice. See, we weren't rewarded for it. We got a fucking resource as a crystal. That's fucking yes. Wait. How's my wait? Isn't the crystal gain 9k? Bruh. I feel scammed. I feel scammed now. Alright, let's see how rich we are. Damn, we got 69k. 69k, let's go. But unfortunately, we got nothing to buy. Nothing to buy. But for next KDK, we sure do. We sure do. Wait. I was transmuting something on this account. Whoa. Hey, welcome to the channel. No, wasn't Pincer. Or was it Pincer? When you have two accounts, you kind of forget where the armaments is. Oh yeah, I got this. This is an upgrade actually for the archer. Can't seem to find it. Yeah, I gotta show this off. Still good not to. I know I use 5 stones or something. Not here. Not here. No. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. You kind of saw the armaments here. Actually I like my armaments better on this account than the other account, because it has a lot more special inscriptions, rare inscriptions, but overall the stats, especially the archers. I like this archer set a lot. It has a lot of damage, especially with the new archer guy. We got archer, we got damage, we got march speed, we got all damage, stats, all that good stuff. And here's the egg event. The Karuak, I'm just gonna do it maybe tomorrow on this account with just one march. Yeah, we got the number 1 so far. I should probably spend a lot more speed ups tomorrow. Yeah, I should do it. Not these farms. Let me do it, man. All right. We had a productive stream. Had a nice discussion. And for how it was not planned, I'm pretty happy with it. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next upload.